have with us world traveler Adrien Perezzi. He's French by passport, but a world citizen by experience. He has lived in 6 continents in the world and has traveled to over 50 countries. He hit his 50th country at age 23. Hi Adrien, and welcome to the show.
So right now I'm in Lima in Peru, South America, for about a month. I'm undergoing a 4-month long road trip from Australia, where I was living for a while. So I moved across Southeast Asia for a month and a half, and then I flew all the way to here, to Peru, after Chile, and after that I still have 2 months to go, going to North America, starting by Florida and then the East Coast. Then flying to Iceland, UK, a bit of Eastern Africa for like 3 or 4 weeks, I don't know sure yet, Kenya and Tanzania, and then Egypt and back home sweet home.
You've traveled to so many countries now. What's your favorite travel story?
2016, actually, that's funny because I was on my way to Lima, to where I'm now, Peru, for my first time. So with my 3 best friends, French backpackers as well, we flew to Rio in Brazil. So that was like all 4 of us, and we said, okay, with 4, why don't we go one step further, and instead of taking buses and hitchhiking like we do most of the time, why don't we buy a van, like a small truck, which we did. So eventually we found a pretty shitty Mercedes-Benz van with 500,000 kilometers from the 90s, which we bought, and we managed after days and days of paperwork to make it legal to be able to leave Brazil with this van. And yeah, we made it across South America, starting from Brazil and Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina. We crossed the Andes, so that's a tricky part, because yeah, the Andes mountain, it's super high. It's from, let's say, like from 4,000 to 6,000 meters. So of course you have to drive all the way up. And so yeah, we did that with this old-fashioned van. And on the way we met so many hitchhikers for some reason. I don't know why. That was minus 5 degrees or 0 on daytime. But yeah, anyway, we found all these guys. And by traveling, backpacking like we do, it's always a pity when you wait like 1-2 hours or even half a day and nobody stops for you. So we said, okay, now we have a van, why don't we give back for all the people who give us a ride? Now we have a ride, so we're going to give people a ride. So for each and every one of them we stopped, and we gave them a ride all the way to the top of the mountains, which was like 4,000 and some meters, which is basically the border with Chile. So yeah, we did that, and then we ended up crossing the border. Like I was a kind of bus driver of this van, because there were like 15 seats or something, and we had like 10 random guys on the van, and we had to pay the immigration, saying that they're just random guys got on the way. So yeah, that was pretty funny, and we made it back down the sea level to like all the way to Valparaiso in Chile, and that was a crazy experience because they were all sharing their food, their beverage, their mate, which is like a local kind of drug, like super strong coffee, and we're all like drinking and smoking and everything. And yeah, we made it. So that was a crazy story. But then, unfortunately, a week after, we just destroyed the van in the middle of nowhere in Atacama Desert in north of Chile. Basically, the worst place in the world to destroy a van, like 4,000 meters high, no water. It's freezing at night, and it's like 30 degrees on daytime, and we have to hitchhike like half a day to reach the closest village. But yeah, so we had to leave the van after everything. We did everything we could to try to fix it, but we basically destroyed every single component you can destroy in an engine. So it was just a piece of metal, like, so we just ditched it and kept going hitchhiking and by this. So yeah, that was sad part of the story.
Can you share how do you fund these road trips?
Well, that's a tricky part actually, because enjoying the road trip is like by far the best part, but yeah, of course before that you need money. The way I did it is that after high school I studied a master degree in international business, and basically this field you can work, like to do internships for your master or your bachelor degree anywhere you want, as long as it's not a war zone, which is a pretty wide spectrum. So yeah, apply online and find yourself an internship. Because the way it worked for my school is that it was more like 6 months and 6 months, like one semester, 6 months you're studying, and one semester, 6 months you're working somewhere, being French, can be abroad, to basically apply what you learned. So from the very beginning, I was looking for internships abroad. So I studied by Barcelona for 3 months. Then I found one in Montreal in Canada, then in Singapore, Cape Town, South Africa. Then the last one was in Australia. So the idea of these internships is that you're not being paid a fortune. It's like usually it's like a half or 1/3 of normal wage. It's like 5,000 euro, 5,500 US dollar a month. So it's not much. It's enough to pay for your rent usually and a bit of food. But at least you're abroad and you can support yourself. So that's how I did it. Like not traveling like crazy, but more for just being abroad and not having so much expenses. And then for all the extra, which are like all the road trips in between or meanwhile, I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years now in France. But basically, the idea, the business I do is pretty simple. It's like bike reparation business. So I buy second-hand bikes, usually in super shitty condition, like rusty and destroyed or with flat tires or whatever you want. For not much, like €1. I fix them because I know how to fix them, and it's more about like stamina. Like you have to keep making them good looking and with some spare parts. And the more you do it, of course, the more you have spare parts and the more you can do it efficiently. And then you sell them to online or on garage sale. And of course, you make like substantial profit, like 200 or 300% usually. And you do it like 50 times, 100 times, 150 times a year. And you end up having a few thousand euros to fund the trips. So that's how I did it. So yeah, that's my secret: being an entrepreneur and supporting yourself. I got many friends traveling, and some of them are doing totally different. They do French or English classes online, which is a pretty good way to support yourself as well. Make about like 15 to 20 euros an hour. You can do also working holiday. That's what I was doing last year in Australia. You spend basically 1 year doing whatever you want. You can travel, you can work, or you can study. So on my part, I was more about working like crazy because wages in Australia are very high. And if you don't behave like a maniac, like clubbing and partying all the time and living in a mansion and driving a fancy car, you can save a lot of money in Australia. I don't know, maybe like $2,000 or $3,000 a month US minimum saving. So with that you can travel for quite a while. Yeah.
What are the 3 things that you have to bring in your backpack?
I mean, first, like the number one rule, I think it's packing light, like travel light. Don't overload yourself. Like I see so many people, they have like 2 big backpacks and they're just leaving their country. So I don't even think about how they come back because they have like 3 or 4 of them. So just go light, like maximum. If you have a big backpack of 70 or 80 liters, just leave your country with like half of it or like 75%. And then like the most important stuff, they're not even in your backpack, they're on you. It's like first having a good way of supporting yourself abroad, which is like decent credit card with insurance where you can book flights with it, and pretty high how do you say, like withdrawing ceiling, like not being blocked with like $200 per week, because otherwise you're abroad and you cannot even pay. So it can be a problem. And then for most of them, at least in Western Europe, you got 90 days, 3 months of international coverage insurance, pretty much everything. So you got the civic liability, you got the medical support, you got the luggage loss and cancellations. So that's good. That's the first one. The second one is having a good IT in general, but mostly a good smartphone, because it's basically everything. I mean, you will use it like 100 times a day for you to take pictures, as a GPS, to call your friends, to synchronize with other people you're going to meet on the way, to even to just to make phone call for taxi or whatever. Like you cannot really travel without a phone. You can do online payments, you can book your flights, you can upload your pictures on social networks if you want to. So having good phone with a good battery is super important. And the third one, I would say like having clothes like smart casual clothes, good trekking shoes and Levi's jeans, for example. because if you got the Levi's, you can go to nightclub with it, or you can also go to trekking in the mountains, so you can even go to, I don't know, like church, or it's like, like a chameleon. You can do whatever you want if you got the Levi's, and it's basically unbreakable, and it's good looking and good trekking shoes, because I mean, it doesn't matter if you go trekking or not. Even if you don't go trekking, you will go to big cities or countries and you will walk a lot. It's the best way to discover a place. It's either to bike on it or to walk on it. Don't do like a bus tour or taxi tour or whatever. So you have to have good shoes, because otherwise you're fucked. You're gonna have foot here pain, and it's bad. So yeah, good credit card, good phone, and good clothing equipment. Usually I got just my trekking shoes, like good trekking shoes, which like hold you all the way to your ankle, and I got flip-flops. So it's like either like super hardcore gear or just flip-flops.
I know that you're traveling so much, and last week you were in Korea, and the week before you're in Hong Kong. Now you're in Peru. So, but what are you doing now?
So right now, yeah, I'm just sitting down in Peru for a while with my girlfriend, and I spend like few hours once in a while to write about how to do that, basically. Because so many people, I mean, basically people believe that like world traveler, like you and me, they're like aliens, like they have a super amazing, fantastic life, which is partly true, but it's not. My point is that it's not impossible to achieve. You just have to train yourself and to find some motivation, like some willingness to do it. But it's not easy. You're not straight in your comfort zone. You're always dealing with problems and with unknown, which is the point. Because otherwise, if everything is planned and super safe and super chill and tranquilo, as I say here, it's not working. It's not good. It's wrong. So yeah, my point is to kind of promote that, to find a way to motivate people to do it. And yeah, I'm writing a series of 6 articles for travel.com, which basically like it's kind of a case study about what I'm doing now, which is like like world trip for about 5 months. And yeah, like how do you organize it? How do you deal with it on a daily basis? How do you fund it? And what you need to be successful doing that? And how you should behave, like on a more like a personal point of view, what you should expect. And yeah, it's basically like 5 parts here, 6 parts total on explaining why we're not aliens. We're just normal people making different choices.
Okay, so one last question. This is a question that I'll ask everyone. If you had a plane that will fly across every single country, what will you drop from the plane?
Wow, it's a good one. I will drop from a plane, like on a new country. Backpacks, like tons of backpack everywhere, to put like tons of stuff inside and be ready to go. Because I think even before a good phone or a good credit card or your passport or whatever, you need a backpack. You're not gonna go naked. It's a good trekking backpack, and yeah, like some basic items like a sleeping bag, mattress, and waterproof jacket, or even a tent, and yeah, like big package, dropping everyone in the plane, so that people can take them and go backpacking. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.